All right, guys, how's it going? So I've been to the cafe and I have reviewed today's Spanish football dailies for you, the print media, and you know who gets a mention today, pages 2 and 3 of Marca. Alexis Allister is also mentioned today with regards Barcelona. Virgil, Van Dijk and Salah get a mention, and there's a few other bits and pieces. Now, I'm going to go over this very briefly in a moment because I'm going to do another video specifically about that article, because if I focus on that article in this video, it means that the roundup will be very, very long. So I'll touch on it briefly if you haven't got a lot of time, but my next video upload will be specifically about that and looking at the specific claims within this article from the journalist that I tend to pay attention to. So let's get straight into it. Obviously, what's in the Spanish media, we don't take as gospel. We're just keeping an eye on things, what our friends are saying, right? Spanish friends are saying. So, new attempt for Alexander-Arnold is the headline here. Now, yesterday, I suggested that would happen today. I can't remember what I said yesterday. Those of you that follow me on social media, or even that follow the post updates on this YouTube channel, you can put text updates on. I think I said something along the lines of, I think we're going to hear about a new bid next week, regarding Trent. Expect something today, basically. Expect something tomorrow, today, with regards to that. So when I woke up and saw the front pages and didn't see Trent on the front pages, I was like, oh, nice one. Maybe I'm wrong then. Do you know what I mean? But I opened it up and it was there. So it was kind of expected. But we're going to go through it. So basically, new attempt for Alexander-Arnold. Now, I am going to go into this in depth. What I want you to, these are my notes. I want you to remember that earlier this week, detailed information was posted on the Cop Talk VIP members website about a meeting that had been called by LFC, and it was arranged a couple of weeks ago, with Trent Peoples, right? And that meeting is said to have taken place on Thursday of this week. It was described as a "Are you sure?" meeting. Now, why would LFC ask, "Are you sure?" at this stage of the window? I would suggest that's because officials are about to consider negotiating with Real Madrid for a possible January sale, because I felt, that up until now, I felt that Real Madrid would come back in for him this month, and this is what this article suggests. Now, when we get to this article in the next video, there is a reference to the last couple of days, and I think that's because of that meeting, all right? That's why I'm mentioning that meeting to you. While Paul Joyce, might deny Liverpool's willingness to sell this month, I don't believe that. Information sent to me by email earlier in the week from a trusted friend of mine backed up my feelings that we would be willing to sell in January for the right price. However, despite my belief that Real would... Even the dog's even Remy's sick of hearing about it. Despite my belief that Real would return with an improved offer, I think it might fall short of what Liverpool would need to make something happen. In my next video, I'll go over all the figures, etc., 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 and I will tell you exactly what the journalist Jose Felix Diaz had to say, and I will bring up reference to the last few days. So if you are interested in this, I would watch the next video. I would, because... we're doing Trent videos all the time. That's not my fault. I have to address what's out there. And sometimes it's just like, I don't know. I think it's worth a listen, all right? But I guess I suppose I'm supposed to say that, but you know me, I tell you, don't I? Guess a load of shite guys don't watch it, but this one I think you should watch. All right, it's difficult. I'm sorry if I'm not making sense, but it's so difficult. I've got so many notes here. So let's just leave Trent alone. Basically, this article says that Real Madrid are about to return with a new offer for Trent Alexander-Arnold, all right? And my other video will go much, much deeper into that. Okay, also in Marca, the Tchouaméni boos. Marca touched on, the player being booed the other night. He was booed by his own fans when he ran onto the pitch, when his name was announced over the tannoy, when his photo was shown on the big screens, and on his first touch of the ball when the game got underway. I had Real Madrid fans commenting on here yesterday saying, that's why Liverpool don't win anything. You've hardly won anything compared to our club because we boo our players and you allow your players to get away with poor performances. Marca write that Mbappe is demanding respect from the fans for the player, while the club also wants to take care of the midfielder. They write, Ancelotti congratulated him at the end of the match and let him know that he had the full support of the coaching staff and the squad. Now, the reason I'm mentioning him is he is, of course, a former primary target of Liverpool. I don't see us having maintained that interest, but some of you may be interested, in how things have turned out for him since turning down a move to Anfield, basically. Right, Real Sociedad and Zubimendi. So Real Sociedad announced yesterday that Hamari Traore had renewed his contract until 2026. That's not related to us at all, but I mention it as Martin Zubimendi clearly hasn't extended his contract with Real Sociedad, and many felt he'd been offered, new terms when we were attempting to sign him in the summer. Liverpool fan sites, channels, podcasts, etc., tried to peddle that Zubimendi was using Liverpool to get a new deal, a suggestion that I rubbished at the time. He turned down a huge salary increase and stayed loyal to his club for one more season. He'll obviously be on the move in the summer. Well, I think he will, as the lease on the new digs he moved into last summer was only for a year, and as yet he hasn't extended that either. So Real Sociedad renewing the contracts of various players, and they've renewed other contracts since the summer. Nothing for Zubimendi. I do think he'll be on the move in the summer, and this isn't an opinion that I've had because of that Daily Mail article the other day with Arsenal. Guys that, the guys that have followed me on here for a long time know that since the summer I've always maintained I think he'll go in next summer, this summer, and not January or whatever. Okay, I want to touch on this. Kvaratskhelia inherits Mbappe's number 7 at PSG. Right, Marca, the Georgian arrives from Napoli for 70 million euros plus bonuses and inherits a legendary number, the number 7 that Mbappe left vacant last summer. Now, David Ornstein's very suspicious article about how possible, might be interested in that player was bizarre. And, while the other LFC outlets or whatever you want to call them were telling you it was, a possibility and that Liverpool were in the mix, and basically getting your hopes up. My opinion was that it was bullshit, and it was a ploy to put pressure on Luis Diaz, who, of course, has rejected a new offer from Liverpool, maybe 2 offers, we're not sure if it's 1 or 2, details of which emerged just 2 days before Ornstein's, reports, and also Joyce. Joyce touched on it as well, but very briefly, I think he piggybacked onto what Ornstein wrote, to be honest with you. Those are 2 journalists that we do pay attention to. I was told, I didn't know what I was talking about when I said I don't believe our interest, because people are like, no, Ornstein said it, so you don't know what you're talking about, Chubbs. It's like, you obviously don't listen to my channel then, because they're the only 2 journalists I pay attention to. But you've got to remember my mantra, you know what I mean? When Ornstein, and especially Joyce, publish something, ask yourself, why am I seeing this? Who does it benefit? Absolutely nothing is published by either of those 2 journalists unless they've been given the nod to do so. So why did they run an article? Why did Ornstein publish an article about a player Liverpool might be interested in, don't need, but might be interested? What's it called? A UMO, a unique market opportunity is the catchphrase they're using this window. Last year it was opportunistic signings, wasn't it? This year it's slightly different, a unique market opportunity. It was complete shite. And people, unfortunately, were like, I hope this deal falls through. Liverpool going to hijack it, They're letting them, PSG do all the hard work and like they did, before. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, nah. It's bullshit, guys. It's bullshit. Do you know what I mean? I think it's to do with the Luis Diaz contract situation. Those claims from Ornstein came out within 2 days of Diaz rejecting Liverpool, apparently. 2 days for it to hit the media. So, it just came out at the same time. That could be like to put pressure on Luis Diaz. Sorry, that's Trent, not Luis Diaz. It looked like I was pointing at him. It could be to put pressure on him to try and get him to sign the deal. Like, we're going to go for whoever then. Or it could have been a genuine link. I just think it was linked to Luis Diaz's situation. And just you remember, guys, DKB, don't knows best. It's not just a fucking slogan, They were, all them motherfuckers were telling you that we're in for him. And I was like, nah. Fucking lot of shite. Right, moving on. Marca, there's an opinion piece. The greats of La Liga look at Salah and Van Dijk. Basically, translation's not so great on that, but anyway, basically it's about Salah and Van Dijk. This is an opinion piece by a journalist. In the eternal struggle between La Liga and the Premier League to compete over which championship has the most muscle and stars, two names are highlighted in red. One is a striker who is showing unparalleled form in Europe, Salah. The other, a centre-back who has been fighting for a decade to be one of the best in the world, Van Dijk. Both lead the Super Liverpool that rules the Premier League and Champions League. Both have reached brutal maturity in their game. Both end their contracts on June 30th. Two bargains for any team. Two players to continue among the greats of our championship. Obviously, only Madrid, Barca and Alexis can enter the fight. The salary that both will ask for will be very high considering a contractual situation to which a signing bonus would have to be added. They would not be free, as is sold from some trenches when signing players who are free agents. What that means there is, what like I always say to you, people say, yeah, he's available on a free, he's out of contract. There's no such thing. Do you know what I mean? He's a free. There isn't because of the signing on fee. And I'm telling you that from the trenches as well, all right? It is true that the centre-back's 33 years of age suggests that his end of the elite is near, but with his characteristics, no one doubts that he would give 2 or 3 seasons at a high level. Salah, a year younger, has 21 goals. Are they really not going to fight for such a talent? So, journalists there basically saying in a high-profile publication, maybe a Spanish club, one of these top clubs, should consider making a move. We've seen Virgil linked with Real Madrid. That was denied immediately. They're saying that they've got these young kids coming through. They've got Asensio. They're looking at a younger talent, really. You will have seen, more Salah linked with Saudi and all that, but more don't want to go to Saudi yet, yeah, I'm sure we'll touch on that again at some point too. So basically an opinion piece saying, what the fuck, why have Liverpool not signed them? Maybe Spanish clubs, the top 3, should consider getting him in the mix, if you like. Now, there was nothing in AS. I pronounce it AS because if I pronounce it in the Spanish way, it sounds like ASS. And believe it or not, YouTube restricts my videos until when I use that word. So I call it AS, all right? There was nothing in AS. There was something in Sport, which is the pro-Barcelona newspaper, if you like. It's called The Scouting. It's a feature in there by Bojan Krikic, I think. I don't know how to pronounce his name, if it's not Jack Daniels or John Smith. I ain't got a fucking clue. And but he wrote recently, let me tell you, Sport have an opinion piece called The Scouting. It's a regular feature. Basically, this chap puts forward suggestions of players that would be ideal for Barcelona. In his last piece, which we did discuss on here, he discussed Luis Diaz. Today, he gives Alexis McAllister a mention. He writes, not focusing solely on the system used by Barca, but I'm going to present a list of 5 top midfielders who could play for any European team. Although Flick has this position well covered with Pedri, Javi, Olmo, Pablo, Torre and other academy talents in case of need, I would recommend the following names. And then he lists these different players, and one of them is McAllister. He says, 26-year-old, Liverpool, versatile, with technical and tactical quality, as Rafa Benitez would say, for sure. Competitive leader and constant in his performance. He has shown his talent in the Argentine national team and Liverpool. He brings assists, powerful shots and accuracy from outside the box. He has dual nationality, Argentine and Italian, which prevents him from occupying a non-EU player slot. Not a news article saying that Barcelona have interest, but some of these Twitter twats might say to you today, McAllister gets a mention, in Sport with Barca, and, people are like, oh my God, because that's true. He does get a mention with Barca, but it's an opinion piece, not a news article, right? And I'm just trying to, steer you in the right direction through that, guys. But it shows you how they're thinking of McAllister already in Spain. And I can tell you this, it's not the first time his name's been flagged up over here. Real Madrid journalists have been mentioning McAllister a couple of times. And McAllister, if I'm not mistaken, commented maybe 4, 5, 6 weeks ago in an interview. The video is on here. I remember doing it that he he would be up for a move to Spain. He would be up for a move to Spain, but not at the moment. Basically, he's happy where he is at the moment. But part of McAllister's plan, I think, or desire, and sometimes those desires change. You know what I mean? I mean, I fancied this last in pub for ages, man. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm gonna fucking bang the ass off that one day. And then I met this other lass, so my desires changed a bit. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but that's my point. I'm talking, a language that my viewers might understand. You know what I'm saying? So as much as he wants to. As much as he has this idea of doing something and fulfilling his, desires one day, he might change his mind and something else might come up, or he might just stay where he is, might be happy with what he's got, you know what I mean? She might get a bit adventurous or something. So anyway, McAllister, I think you are going to see him mentioned with Real Madrid in the coming seasons, maybe not just yet. Okay, Luis Diaz, there's no mention of Luis Diaz in sport. If he's going to be mentioned, that's where it's going to be. They have mentioned him recently, as you would know if you watch my daily briefings on these Spanish papers, whatever. I'm keeping an eye on him, as you know. I think we will be reading more about Diaz in general, and not just in Spain, over the coming months. All right, that's my prediction. I think you're going to start seeing a bit about Luis Diaz. All right, he hasn't signed anything with Liverpool. The claims from the Catalan media, the pro-Barcelona media, is that Luis Diaz has rejected at least one offer from Liverpool. They've kind of implied two offers, but I can't verify that. I'm not sure if I don't know if I'm misunderstanding it or not, to be honest. In December they wrote that he'd rejected an offer, and in January they wrote he rejected an offer. But I don't know if they mean two offers or if in January they were just referring to a previous situation in December. Do you understand what I mean? And it would be very easy for me to go rejected offers. And I think some of these, whatever they are, that have got podcast channel, YouTube, websites, whatever, Twitter, twats, whatever, would say offers. And that can sound more dramatic, can't it? Oh, fucking hell, he's rejected two offers. I don't know, guys. So I like to make that clear is what I'm trying to do. It could be one, it could be two. I do not know. You see, whereas on Twitter and that, they know everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Despite reading every fucking thing I can for you. But yeah, he's said to have rejected at least one offer, citing that he feels it doesn't represent his value, his contribution to the team, which sounds like Liverpool are lowballing him, which I think they're doing with Virgil van Dijk as well. All right, so I'm going to leave that with you. Did you enjoy this update? If you enjoyed this update, please thumbs up, and I'll keep doing them for you. If you don't thumbs up the video, I'm going to fucking stop doing them. I am. I don't really know if it makes any fucking difference, but, this is what all these young kids say, innit? You know what I mean? Like, hey, what's up? We're going to be talking about the pool today. Yeah, man, yeah. You know what I mean? Thumbs up, likes, and they put these little graphics on the screen and all that, ping, 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 ding, and all that. I don't know. No idea. All I'm bothered about is having a fucking mega pint. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought it necessary. We'll be having a mega pint tonight on here at 6 o'clock UK time. Come along, we're streaming tonight. Streaming. All right. I'm in a good mood, all right? So, I'm now going to do a video specifically going deep. We like to go deep, girls, in this one. Right? Not in this, no. What I mean is we're going to go deep into this article and go over it all, all right? So if you appreciate this video, please thumbs up the video. Please leave me a comment with anything that's in this video. Did you find this video informative? Am I wasting my time doing these videos for you? Let me know, please. I do enjoy going to the cafe in the morning. I could review them at home, I guess. But it's always good because in the cafe I can ask, the fellas, the workmen, what they think, about their opinions, and also help with translation. And from the owner who's an Atletico Madrid as well. Plus there's a really fit bird there as well. Like, she's lovely. You can look at a menu when you're on a diet, I'm just saying. All right? Right, I'm off. I'll leave it with you. Thumbs up, comment, and if you want to buy me a beer or a coffee, you can hit the super thanks button. It's a love heart under the video, and I'll give you a shout out in tomorrow morning's briefing. I'll be live this afternoon for the game. Please do try and come along this evening as well. If you've got nothing better to do, just come in and say hello, man. It puts a smile on my chubby cheeks. All right, guys, see you in a bit. All right.